Your mind is the most important tool in your arsenal, but if you do not master it, it will forever be your liability. This video is about the specific protocol I created years ago to help me stay calm, collected, and in control every single day in business. If you apply this protocol, I can guarantee that it will help you become more effective and therefore help you scale your business the easy way. I know this because I've coached more than 300 entrepreneurs at the 6, 7, and 8 figure level, and it has never failed to transform them into elite performers that can thrive under any circumstance. Welcome back. I'm Castillo, founder of Selfmastered, Peak Performance Institute for Entrepreneurs. And I want to start the video by discussing how does the mind fool you? What are the two traps that the mind creates that prevent you from remaining fully effective in business? And the first trap is that it convinces you that you have a past and you have a future. Let me explain that. If you think about it, everything that happens to you happened in a succession of present moment. Everything that happens to you is happening in the present. Every time you have a memory about the past, you are recreating that memory, or when you are foreseeing a future situation, you are artificially creating that image in the present moment. So every time you deviate from the present moment, you are in essence hurting your performance because it separates you from the only thing that matters for you in business, which is the present moment and the process that you are committed to. So the first trap, convincing you that there's a past and there's a future, is the first way in which your mind takes you away from the commitment to excellence and peak performance and results that you first took when you started your business. But it goes even deeper because there's a second mental trap that most people fall into, and this applies to everyone, that really hurts your ability to scale your business. And it's the trap of suffering. Because think about it, we all go through difficult times. Business is a roller coaster. One day you're up, all KPIs are green, and the next day everything is down and you feel miserable. So pain is unavoidable. Life is going to bring pain to us. Things are not always going to go the way we want them to go. But we have a choice of whether we decide to suffer or not. Pain is unavoidable, but suffering is optional. And we create suffering every time we decide to suffer because we didn't get a result that matched our expectation. Every time that we decided we wanted something and we were not okay with not getting it, we started suffering. And that is the second mental trap that is separating you from the present moment, from the thing you absolutely decided on committing. So those two traps are separating you from the ultimate peak performance state, as I like to call it, which is called neutrality. Neutrality is what you and I and everyone that is in business should strive to achieve, which is the state of being calm, collected, and in control, totally undisturbed by the circumstances that life throws at us. No matter what happens to us, we can choose to stay in the present moment, and we can choose to avoid suffering to remain effective. Once you find neutrality, once you architect that state of being calm, collected, and in control, everything changes because it allows you to tap into peak performance. When you are neutral to reality, you are able to much better regulate your emotions, to stay effective, to get deeper into flow states, to save cognitive resources because you're not hard jam trying to justify your suffering. You are, in essence, locked in on what matters most. So the state of neutrality is the ultimate peak performance state that everyone should reach and stay in. It's one of the things that we teach our client. But first, you have to understand how the mind is playing games with you. How is it taking you away from the present moment? But also, how is it creating suffering when there is none? And in order to get to neutrality, you must master what I call the DAST protocol. And the DAST protocol is very profound, but it's also very simple, and is going to guarantee you over time release all the emotional baggage and get closer to the state of neutrality. The DAST protocol stands for Detach, Accept, Surrender, and Trust. The first step is to detach. Every time something happens to you that you're not okay with, every time reality gives you something you do not want to accept and you resist it, you create suffering. So the first step is to detach yourself from that thing, is to realize that thing happened, and without buying automatically into the thoughts and emotion that it creates. So for instance, imagine that you create a marketing campaign and when you have high hopes and then that campaign bombs. Well, if you do not detach from the fact that the campaign bombed, you're automatically going to gravitate towards feeling absolutely miserable and second guessing yourself, sabotaging your next effort, and feeling totally torn down. So the first step is to detach, to take one step back and realize that that thing happened, but doesn't necessarily mean that is going to affect you. Which leads me to point number 2, which is accept. Once you have detached from the thing, the next thing you have to do is to accept it. Realize that it happened. Don't wish for it to be different because it already happened. If you wish for it to be different, you're already moving away from the present moment. If you decide to accept it, you short circuit the natural tendency of the mind of transforming pain into suffering, and you're able to stay calm and in control, accepting that something did not go the way you wanted to go, and that is absolutely okay, because you have 3, surrender to what I call the flow of life. So when something doesn't go your way, that is a proof that some of the assumptions that you had when doing the thing were wrong. Either you didn't have the right skill set in order to pull off that marketing campaign, or some of the hypotheses that you set for the campaign were not good enough, or something at some point didn't go the way it should have gone. And that is totally okay, because by surrendering to that fact, you can start creating the conditions for avoiding that mistake in the future. Remember, you're not 10,000 hours away of the goals, you're 10,000 iterations away. And iterating implies making mistakes. So the more you surrender to the process, the better you become at consistently becoming better without getting hard jammed. Every time you don't get your results, the faster you will achieve them. Which leads me to point number 4, trust. Trust that everything is going to turn out well. Not become of some woo-woo concept of some magical help from beyond this earth. No, it's going to turn out well because you will make everything that is in your hands to actually get it done well. You are the source of your own success. So that is the DAST protocol. The first thing you do when something doesn't go the way you want it to go is that you detach. You realize that something happened you're not okay with. Instead of buying into negative emotions and start thinking about all the ways this could have gone better, you accept it. You accept that things didn't go the way you want them to go. And 3, you surrender to it. You realize that no, that cannot be changed. That already happened, and now is your time to start creating the conditions to avoid that mistake in the future. Which leads me to point number 4, trust that you'll figure it out. Trust that things are exactly the way they should be in order for you to learn the right lesson in order to move forward. We do not learn from our successes. We learn from our failures. So failures are an absolute prerequisite. But only by trusting yourself, by trusting your ability to figure it out. In psychological literature, this is called self-efficacy. You're able to actually get it done. So in essence, that is the DAST protocol: detach, accept, surrender, and trust. And it all leads to the highly coveted ultimate peak performance state every single mystic and elite performer across every discipline always talks about, which is neutrality, which is the ability to look at reality in a neutral way, without wishing it was different, without reminiscing about distant past or foreseeing a soon-to-happen future. Consistently grounded in the present, so you can make the effective choices that will lead you to the success you want. If you want to go deeper into how you master yourself holistically, how you truly get the results you want by becoming the person that deserves them, check this video here, because you go 1 true level deeper into how to effectively master yourself and become an elite performer. See you in the next video.